What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Real Rides with
Views and Vibes.
First, we want to send an apology because we kind of neglected Real Rides for a couple weeks, but she was out of town taking care of some property stuff. I was out of town myself taking care of some business.
So we were working.
So we was working and we was just had to take care of some other things. So our apologies, but here we are.
We're back.
We're back with another edition, and we're wondering what we're going to talk about. And one thing that I wanted to talk about was one thing I realized in social media. I see how a lot of people talk real estate and how good it is, and talk about all the positive things about real estate, which there are many. But what people don't talk about is the negative side of the real estate. And there's so many things that I have experienced myself, that we have experienced ourselves with the bad side of real estate. And some of the bad side of real estate, I mean, you can touch on it somewhat, and I can piggyback on some of the things.
Yeah, I mean, just to feed off of what you're saying, I think a lot of people like to dress it up. They like to dress up the videos about real estate, about investments, and we're really here to kind of strip it down. We're going to show you a little bit more behind the scenes, what really goes down, and the hardships with the real estate. So going into properties, everyone's like, it's going to cost X amount of dollars to do this, to remodel it, and so you go in there with a budget. But a lot of people don't understand is that budgets that we have, once you get into the house and you're tearing down walls, you find things, and we've been there. We've had properties like that already off the jump. There goes the amount of money that you already had in your head as far as budget. So that's just one example of things that do happen. And so
I would say another example, because the one thing that I realized a lot of people do on social media, and kind of what you said was, they go into a property like, hey, we obtained this property, we bought it for $200,000, and he's about $50,000, and ARV is $500,000. What ARV stands for is after repair value or after rehab value, whichever R you want to use. But the R that I like is real. We like being real. So
real.
We're going to give you the real. The real deal. That was smooth, right?
That was smooth. I like
so what people don't show you is, okay, if it costs $50,000 to remodel a home, you always go in there with a budget in mind, but at the same time, you haven't torn down no walls. You don't know what what city codes are. You don't know what type of piping they have. You don't know what type of electrical they have. You don't know what's what until you actually go in there.
A lot of surprises.
And there's a lot of surprises. You don't know if the roof is good. You don't know if there's a roof on top of a roof. So there's so many things that people don't talk about. And it's very rare when you go into a situation when you say, okay, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars, that you actually spend that amount. You haven't torn down no walls. So most of the time there's going to be extras. The favorite word is the unforeseens, and I hate that word. But the unforeseens is what's going to cost you.
We like to see. We like to be in the know. I think everybody does.
Yeah, everybody does.
That's not what you're going to get in this
world, real estate world. You're not going to get that.
Yeah.
So people go online and tell you, okay, repair is $50,000, ARV is $500. Yeah, the number looks good, but people not taking into consideration, you took a loan out, so you're going to be paying interest on this. You got to pay utilities. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay your workers. How about if you get a wrong general contractor, which we experienced, and now you have to insurance. Now you have to get somebody else, to work on somebody else's job, and that's going to cost you. People don't address the negative side of real estate, and you have to be patient. You have to be patient, and you have to know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to cost you big time.
I mean, and not only that, but you can really get yourself into a really bad situation, especially if you're funding this personally. You might think watching these videos like, hey, I'm going to go out tomorrow, I'm going to get a property, I'm going to put this amount of money in, I'm going to make this much money back, and you're going in there with really a dream. And it's really great to dream, and it's really great to have that kind of vision, but that's not how it works. And it does maybe sometimes for some people, but you have to be prepared for things to go south. And especially if this is your means to make money, you got to be smart about it.
Yeah, I mean, prepared. You said prepare. And prepare, you have to be prepared for the unforeseens. And you have to allocate a budget for the unforeseens. I mean, you don't know what that budget might be or might entail. But if you allocate a number on it, and let's say, and if it's not, if you allocate 10,000 for unforeseens, and you come across and only spend 3, then you're good. But it's always entered that number, or allocate a number for the unforeseen.
And also something he really likes to practice, and things that I've actually learned from him when it comes to these properties, is really go in there kind of expecting the worst. Putting the worst case scenario as far as budget, as far as money, things that could go wrong, because then when things go right, it's a lot more pleasant and you are more prepared. So if you go in there, I mean, I would just say to really do your homework, do your research. Don't just do these things based off of videos that you see on Instagram. They're not all 100% forthright and forthcoming. A lot of these people just want to make money, make fast money, or they're just doing it to be seen on Instagram and to get a following, right?
Yeah, I mean, some people, they like to play the part.
Yeah.
But that's why with my page and your page, you get to see the process. We showed you the process as far as we bought the house, okay, we remodel it, and we show you before and after videos and pictures so you can see exactly the quality of work that's been done. Most of these people just say, hey, we got this property, we spent X amount, we could spend X amount, we're gonna sell it. But how about if your property doesn't sell? How about your property? That's happened to us too, where we produce good work, we think it's good work, good quality work, but the market is slow, or it just sits, or it's just not a buying market right now. It's a slow month, or 2. Those things happen. But are you prepared for those things to happen?
Yep. I mean, so I guess the takeaway from this is do your homework, be prepared. If it's something that you really want to get into, talk to people, ask people who really do it, who are really in there seeing the day-to-day stuff. It's not all pretty. Sometimes we have more negatives than we do positive. We try not to just talk negative, but if that's the situation that we're dealing with, we're going to let you know, and we're going to inform you guys, educate you guys. That's what we're here for.
We're giving you the real. This is the real. So that will conclude another episode of The Real Rides with
Views and Vibes.